Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Chandler, the Geek Slays, and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast, episode 139. Wonder's here because I didn't want to do this episode alone. The entire goal is I'm going to talk about TwitchCon. I wanted somebody here to basically just ask more questions, because otherwise I will probably leave something out. So hopefully you can do a good job of asking the questions. Maybe.
I will do my best.
That's all anybody can ever ask for, you know?
Yeah, well, sometimes my best is not up to par, let's just say.
That's valid, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So.
But how you been? I think we just had you on last week's episode, so hasn't been too long.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm surviving just like anybody else in this world at the moment, so well.
Fair. Your room looks a lot cleaner than it did last week.
It's because you can't see everything.
Gotcha. The desk only has 3 things of trash. Maybe just 2. Just
my
2.
drinks, I have a bowl and then whatever I'm eating at the moment, so my barbecue cashews, which not the best.
No, not good.
They're not terrible. They're just they're meh.
They're meh.
Probably never gonna buy them again. So
it's probably a good choice not to. All right, but I think it's just time to start talking about TwitchCon stuff. So it was interesting. I already told you this part, but yeah, nothing real interesting happened on the flight. It was a plane ride. It was pretty boring. Yeah. I was on the wrong side of the plane. I don't know what the pathway was for getting to San Diego, because it feels like a weird route. But from the other side of the plane, you could see the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, right.
I didn't get to see it, though. But no, landed in San Diego, got a taxi to where our Airbnb was supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get there, and we try getting a hold of the guy who owns it, because we can't figure out how to get in, or if we're even in the right spot, because it doesn't look like there's an entrance to anything that looks like a place to stay. So try getting a hold of the guy, can't get a hold of him for like an hour. He finally responds and wants to like double check where we're at. So we resend him our address and all of that stuff. And he replies with, "Oh, well, we don't actually own that property anymore. So you can't stay there." It's like, dude, we made this reservation 6 months ago. You had 6 months to tell us. Fuck, we talked to you yesterday. You could have told us yesterday before we flew here and had nowhere to fucking go. You dick. Still waiting to get our money back on that one. Maybe by the end of the month. Maybe. We'll see. So we had to then pay an extra $1,500, so $2,500 total for a hotel room that ended up being like right across the street from the convention center. So, I mean, moving location was a plus. The 1.5 mile walk from where our Airbnb was to that hotel was not a plus. That was annoying. But yeah.
You needed a scooter.
Yes, I did. A scooter would have been dope. Don't know how I would have got my luggage around on a scooter, though.
Backpack.
Well, yeah, but what about my suitcase, Doug?
Well, you don't take your suitcase with you to the
the hotel you're trying to stay at?
Well, no, but I mean, like you get your shit at the hotel, and then to go the mile or whatever to actual TwitchCon.
Oh, well, maybe, yeah, if that's where we would have ended up staying, that would have made sense. But just getting from where our Airbnb was supposed to be to the hotel couldn't have took a scooter. Luggage, man. Yeah. Luggage.
Maybe the scooter has a basket on it. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't.
It's a big scooter.
It's a big scooter. It's actually a moped, thank you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that was a whole fucking mess. Hopefully we get that figured out. If not, I mean, if they don't want to give us our money back, we can always just,
sue them.
Yeah. I think they're gonna just want to give us our money back because I don't think
Yeah.
they're gonna like what happens if we sue them.
Well, you're going to be
I might
reimbursed
like it,
one way
but
or another.
right? I might like it more the other way, but hey, whatever.
Mhm.
Got to the hotel. The location was great. The convention center in San Diego is right, literally directly on San Diego Bay.
Mhm.
So it's not the actual ocean, but the view out the hotel room window was just the water, and then the convention center. Petco
Right.
Park is also right there, the place where the Padres play baseball. So that was cool. Trying to think of what else interesting happened that night. Went over, got my badge for TwitchCon and all of that stuff. That was all fairly simple. Went and tried Cheesecake Factory for the first time.
Oh, how was that?
Overpriced and mediocre.
Mm.
Yeah. It wasn't special.
Overpriced, overhyped, apparently.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, that is not a place worth going to constantly. Went to Dave & Buster's to end that night out with K-Smack and Squatchy. Judo ended up showing up, so hung out with him for a while. Played a bunch of arcade games, so that was kind of fun. The selection of games at Dave & Buster's was not great.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of not ideal. And they only had one air hockey table for some reason, which was fucking annoying. Like, so you'd have to just wait for an hour to
Right.
maybe get a chance to play a game. That was stupid. But yeah, met Squatchy in person for the first time because we've gone to try to meet him a few times, but other things have gotten in the way of that. Yeah, Dave & Buster's was meh, which was also sad. Two of the places that I'd like wanted to go to forever, I got to go to in the same night, and they were both like, eh. So that's frustrating. What are you doing? Who you texting?
A chick.
Oh, look at this. Wonders
Just
doing
started.
stuff.
Just started today.
Oh. So you don't even know her real name yet. Gotcha.
Well, I do know her real name. We kind of went to school together. Like she was a grade below me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's questions I'll have to ask you off the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that was mostly it. That's how I spent my Thursday night, was being disappointed at Dave & Buster's and Cheesecake Factory after being pissed off about my Airbnb. So that was tough. Friday, though, was the first day of TwitchCon, and I fucked up immediately in the morning. So while I was at the hotel, talked to Rena. We were making our plans for the day. I was like, okay, at 11 o'clock, I got to be at this one place at TwitchCon for a brunch for the people who were in the Sports Accelerator program. Didn't realize until Sunday that I forgot to go to it.
What?
Yeah. So
how do you just forget?
Okay. So I showed up at the convention center, walked around, kind of looked at the expo hall. It was about 10:30. It had totally left my mind that I needed to go there. And then I got a text from K-Smack saying, hey, where you at? So I went and found him, was hanging out with him and all of his friends and all those guys. And yeah, it just poof out my mind. It was not there. Yeah, it was days later when I went, oh, fuck. I didn't do that thing. I felt terrible because you had to like reserve your spot to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally forgot to go. So I had reserved a spot but never showed up. Felt bad. Felt absolutely terrible. It was pretty funny that I forgot though, but terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those. I really do need a manager at this point. I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore, dog.
You need a planner, dude.
Oh, God, I don't know, man.
I bought myself a planner just because I'm so freaking spacey anyway.
Yeah, but I'd lose the fucking planner, dog.
That's fair. Plus, you probably wouldn't even be able to read your own handwriting. So
That's also valid.
your handwriting is awful.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
I don't know how somebody so intelligent could have such shitty handwriting.
I don't know, man. Because writing is stupid. Just use a computer; it's better. Uh, or maybe I just say that because I can't read my own handwriting. I can always read what I type. So, but yeah. So I was just hanging out with K-Smack for that morning, at least. Went around, looked at Artist's Alley. Ended up picking up a piece of art that I don't know where it is anymore. I only bought one piece of art, and it was this because it's gorgeous.
Oh, that's creepy looking. It reminds me of that one dinosaur off of Jurassic Park. Has the little thing, and then like it'll flip open its little, and then spit in your face and blind you. Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, I gotta put that up on a wall somewhere soon. Bigger issue is I'm running out of fucking wall space to hang shit on, dog.
You need a bigger room, man.
I do. Well, you know, you're moving out. Maybe I'll just move my office into your house. It'll be fine. No, just my office. Well, not just my office. Maybe move my bedroom over there. Just turn this into an office. I gotta take some stuff away, rearrange.
Right.
Because that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'd never be able to do anything. I'd be stuck doing what you always end up doing and helping your parents build their projects.
Yeah. Yeah, because I wouldn't be here no more, so the next able body.
Right? Like, yeah, maybe that's not a good idea. Yeah. You're choosing to move somewhere where I can't go. This is just a terrible time.
Yeah, well, at least I'm still only like a mile from you, so.
Right? Yeah. I mean, technically, by the way we have to drive, not the actual just pure distance, but the distance you have to drive, you're getting closer. So.
Yeah. It's more of a straight shot now, so.
It's not this weird V. Yeah. But, yeah, picked up.
So.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, how are the, like, streets and stuff over there nowadays?
What do you mean?
Like, are they dirty or?
Oh, yeah. So, okay. It was weird. So, like, downtown San Diego where we were, it wasn't too terrible because right by the bay, so the convention center and the hotel, that was very clean. The majority of, like, the Gaslamp district and the downtown stuff was fairly clean. But when we took our trip to In-N-Out on Saturday, which we'll get fully into that later, yeah, basically the rest of San Diego was not very great. But it was like I was telling you, this trip did reaffirm the fact that California is where I want to be. But it also showed me that San Diego is not the place in California. Same with San Francisco. I'm not a big San Francisco guy. I don't like the weather in San Fran. It gets too cold. You know me, I'm a pussy. I like it warm.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing in Wyoming. But...
I was born here, and I'm too poor to leave, so...
That's fair.
Yeah. One day we'll.
I'm just a psychopath and like cold weather, so.
Well, you like cold weather. You like the bullshit that is this place. It's a weird time. You're a weird dude.
The only thing I don't like is the wind, and if there was no wind, this would be perfect.
No, it wouldn't.
Yep, perfect for me anyway. Keeps all the Chandlers away.
That's valid. Okay.
So,
but yeah.
So, who all that's famous? Who'd y'all meet? That's famous.
On Friday, I think the only people I met that were famous were. I'm gonna double check. I gotta go look at my pictures because I don't know what day I took pictures with who. So on Friday, I met JC Backfire. As I talked about in the YouTube, well, I guess this comes out before the YouTube video this week. Weird. But either way, JC was a zombies YouTuber back in the day.
Right.
You guys might remember him. He was the guy who had Jason Blundell on to basically announce Zombies Chronicles. So that was dope. And then, yeah, back a couple years ago during, I think, Black Ops 4, I was on one of JC's videos. It was the things people say about zombies, where we just talked about like our favorite memory of the zombies community, because that version of the zombies storyline was ending and it was like a good way to wrap everything up. And I was on that. When I ran into JC, we were talking, and before I got the picture, he was like, I recognize you for some reason, and I don't know why. And I was like, oh, I do. I was in that Final Things People Say video. And he goes, oh, yeah. I don't remember what you said, but I recognized your face for some reason. That made me feel special.
Your face is pretty recognizable.
Oh, yeah. Like, I get that. Well, is it, though? Because you know how many of my friends that don't recognize me if I put my hair into a ponytail. So, am I that recognizable? Do I just look like a basic
some of those friends you didn't see
dude?
for like 7 years, so...
Yeah, I was just talking about, like, Sean.
Oh,
when I was, like, currently gaming with him, but we went to the fights that one time, and...
Yeah.
I didn't recognize you because you had your hair pulled up. Also met Chopper at the same time as JC. They were hanging out. Chopper was a cool dude. Got to just talk with them for a while, which was fun. Tried to run into them again the rest of the convention because Noah J456 showed up and was hanging out with them. I only saw them one time, but I wasn't able to go talk to them. I'll get into that part later. But yeah, those would have been the famous people from Friday that I met, or the famous people. Internet fame's weird because it's all people. Very niche. You know, you can be an account with 10 million subscribers that most people have never heard of because, you know, that niche of content isn't something they know and understand. So,
right.
But yeah, ran into those guys, set up some meetings with brands. I can't really talk about that too much, you know, because, you know, nothing's set in stone yet. So hopefully information about that can come out later, but we'll see.
Right, yeah.
Got to check out some decent new video games. There was one, it's called Black Desert, I believe. Yeah, Black Desert Online. It's a sandbox-oriented fantasy MMO, so massively multiplayer online role-playing game, made by Pearl Abyss. It was originally published back in 2015, I guess, but they had a whole, you know, thing about it. We hung out, played it. They were doing giveaways. I don't have the shirt out because I wore it the other day. But yeah, got free shirt from them. The Lenovo and Intel booth where they had the, I don't know what you call it, like the gladiator type thing where, you know, you get the stupid foam thing and you're like trying to knock the person off the platform down into the foam pit. The one where like Adriana Chechik, the porn
King
star,
of the Hill or something like that. Yeah,
kinda, yeah. But the porn star, she jumped into that pit, and because they did not set the pit up correctly, there was only like 2 feet of those little foam squares before just concrete, where it's supposed to be like a trampoline bed and then foam and then those foam blocks. That's what it's. They didn't do that, so she jumped into the foam pit and broke her back.
Oh,
and then somebody else like fucked up their knee. A couple people fucked up their ankles. I didn't find out about this until I left TwitchCon. I had done that booth like 2 or 3 times. So after I was done, I was like, fuck, that could have been a problem, dog. Jesus.
Chandler just becomes a vegetable.
Right? Fuck. Hey, that would have been great. I could have, you know, lived for free on Lenovo and Intel's money for the rest of my life. That would have been dope.
Right.
But yeah, that booth was weird. Wendy's was there as well. They also had the same type of thing set up, just not as big. It seemed to be much better. Didn't check that out, but they were giving away a free Frosty that was a brand new flavor just for TwitchCon. It's a grape flavored Frosty. So it was purple and matched Twitch. That was fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And I wish you guys could have heard the jokes that they were making about that Frosty during the closing ceremony. Oh, it was great. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. But yeah, the Frosty was bad. It was bad. Went and met the developers of Mix It Up, the bot that I use for my chat on my Twitch streams. So that's dope. Got a free water bottle and little backpack thing from them. Like, one of the stupid little drawstring bags. Yeah. But, which kind of annoyed me, because for some reason, do you remember when drawstring bags were like the thing everybody had hundreds of?
Yeah. I always had a little backpack with wheels on it that I carried everything with. So
yeah, you're a weirdo.
Because I'd use it to run over people I didn't like. So
yeah. But so TwitchCon for some reason. So I got to get into this full story because it's kind of fucked. On their website, it said you could not take an actual backpack into the convention. You had to have a bag that was only 12 by 12 by 6 inches deep.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I need to pick up a drawstring bag so I can carry my camera equipment and that stuff with me while I'm at the con. I went to the mall before we left and went to 8 stores. There was only one drawstring bag. They do not sell them anymore. So I bought it, whatever, left. Got to TwitchCon, though, and what is everybody walking around with in that fucking convention center?
Backpacks.
A regular-ass backpack. Like, I could have just brought my backpack. I didn't need to buy this other bag. And then I got given drawstring bags when I got inside. I was pissed. I was heated.
That's kind of funny. That's a little funny.
I was heated.
Like, what the fuck?
This is some bullshit, goddamn motherfucker. Yeah. And then what else happened that day? Went and hung out at the Xbox booth for a while. The people that were working the Xbox booth are people who just work for Xbox and at Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
They did not take pictures with me, but every single person working that booth stopped and took a picture of my tattoo because it has Mixer on it. They were like, that's fucking cool. So, yeah, if you're one of the people who worked the Xbox booth and took a picture of my tattoo, hi. McDonald's also had a booth. I never went and checked it out. Apparently they had like an arcade, which is weird.
Yeah.
The Xbox booth, there's this game, it's called Grounded. My dog is freaking out. I don't love that. Like, aggressively freaking out. It's that survival game where you're playing as, like, younger kids and you get shrunk down really small so, like, bugs look huge. And they had, like, this 15-foot tall spider at their booth. That was creepy.
Yeah, because you don't like spiders.
Yeah. That day ended with, what did I do that night? Where did we go for dinner? I think we did sushi that night. The restaurant we went to was awful. It was not good sushi. The vegetables tasted so bad. Like, specifically the vegetables, because, like, I got a tuna bowl, and it was awful. Everything in it except the tuna was bad. Tried a salmon roll, realized I don't like salmon as sushi. It tastes way too fishy. Yeah. Wasn't a great time. Went to, oh, God, I can't remember the name of the bar, but went to some bar that's also a bowling alley with K-Smack and Squatchy in that group.
Well, that's dope.
Yeah, it was. And they were doing karaoke. So, yeah, watching Twitch streamers sing karaoke was phenomenal. It was hilarious. Squatchy sang "Holla Back Girl" with his girlfriend, and that was magical. That was hilarious.
Ain't no how the back girl.
Yeah, somebody played. Somebody sang. Was it Black Parade? I think it was Black Parade. I write. Ah, fuck. Now I got to figure out which song it was because my brain doesn't want to work.
Black
Did
Parade.
I write "Sins Not Tragedies"? Which song was it? My brain is broken. Yeah, okay. I write "Sins Not Tragedies," the Panic at the Disco song.
I would sing the tequila song. You know, the song that has one word in it and it's tequila.
Yeah. No, but I write "Sins Not Tragedies." You know, the how does that song even start? My brain doesn't want to work. The Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. The whole fucking bar started yelling this song out with them. And somebody that was standing with our group just goes, "Ah, yes, you play alternative music because that's another version of, pop punk or whatever, because that genre has no true classification. It's just whatever you've always heard it called. That's why I call it pop punk. Some people call it alternative, whatever." But they were like, yeah, playing an alternative rock song in a room full of people who live alternative lifestyles. Yeah, everyone's going to know it and have a great time. It's like, yeah, that's valid. Yeah, we were all yelling that fucking song. It was phenomenal. Oh, well, imagine. It was a good time.
Yeah.
We were all going in. Haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door? Damn it. Yeah, so they did that. I convinced a group of them to sing Barbie Girl, which was great because I had been asking literally everybody to do it, and they were like, "Why don't you go do it?" And I'm like, "You couldn't pay me enough to get up there and try to sing in front of you fucking people?"
That would be funny though.
Could
I'd like
not
to see it.
pay me enough.
$1 million.
I might consider it. No.
That's bad. I don't even care what I sing for. It could be a song I've never even heard of. $1 million. I'll try. I'll do my best. Just
Right?
give me the lyrics.
Right?
I'll wing
but
it.
Also, who's paying me? The reason I say you can't pay me enough is because I'm sorry, no one there had $1 million to give out. That's yeah. But it got to the point. The guy who was running karaoke was supposed to leave at like 10 or 11 o'clock that night and let a DJ take over. They sent the DJ home because they were worried that all of the Twitch streamers would leave if they stopped karaoke, which is I think you could tell which of the 4 people in that building were regulars to that bar because they kept looking around thinking, what the fuck is going on? Because it's apparently not a place that gets that popping. And it was. There was nowhere to fucking stand. You were shoulder to shoulder, back to back. Like, it was.
These people are like, what the fuck?
Right?
I'm here to enjoy myself, and there's just people everywhere.
Right? Yeah. It was.
Did all over their parade.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I walked over with one of Kaylin's mods, not Ryan. We went to go find another bar where there was supposed to be like a Dead by Daylight creator meetup going on. And we went, and there was no one. There was no way in. There was a line out the door. That bar was more packed than any other bar. So we just ended up walking back because fuck that. There's nowhere to go. I was out of cigarettes, so I stopped at a 7-Eleven to buy some. It was like $11 for a pack of cigarettes. That hurt. That hurt.
Ouch. Yeah.
And I wasn't like out. I had just left the rest of my cigarettes at the hotel. I just ran out in the pack I had, and I was like, I'm not going back to the hotel. So, yeah. It was weird that bars there don't sell cigarettes because that's such a common thing here.
Yeah. We used to. I mean, there's some places that sell cigarettes out of like vending machines and shit, and then
Right? Yeah.
it's weird how things vary from state to state.
It really is. It really is. Saturday, though. What did we do on Saturday? I don't remember. My brain's being broken. Obviously, we walked into TwitchCon Saturday almost the entire morning from like 9:30 until I'd say 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I was just meeting with different brands or like going to their booths and just talking to them, not having a meeting set up, but just trying to, talk to different things. Went and talked to a bunch of charities because they had different booths around. Um, Twitch did, I guess that would have been on Friday, but in their opening ceremony, they talked about a lot of stuff. They talked about the new way that the Twitch revenue is going to work. So they lowered the minimum for a payout from $100 to $50. They announced this forever ago, and it's been available in a bunch of countries that aren't the U.S. for a long time. In the U.S., it is finally rolling out this week, so hopefully that means I somehow get paid from last month when I did like 5 streams. So that'll be dope. I totally wasn't going to, but hey, a little bit of extra money before another trip is never something I'm gonna say no to.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm going on another trip. I will take every penny I can get. Thank you.
Yeah.
They also announced a new way. They're going to allow you to host charity streams directly through Twitch. So, like, Twitch will handle all of the money so it doesn't become like a thing where you donate to me and then I'm holding all of your money for donations and I have to make sure I donate the correct amount because that's what people sent to me. Twitch has finally built in a tool so you can just do charity streams and have Twitch handle all of the back end stuff, which is fantastic. I think that's going to make it so much easier to do charity streams. I'm trying to think if anything else really cool got announced then, but I don't, at least off the top of my head, I don't remember that. Yeah. What else did we see on Saturday? Saturday was the day I did meet Symphony. He is Brooke AB's boyfriend. Not in 100 Thieves, but I think he did at least live in the 100 Thieves content house with Brooke and Jack and Nadeshot. So that was cool. It was fun talking to him. I was a little mad, though, because I wore my 100 Thieves stuff the day before. It's like, darn, I'm wearing the wrong stuff like every day here. That was tough. Met up with FaZe Muse, who, like, during the phase 1 stuff, I guess this year was the FaZe member that I noticed the most, like, retweeting and talking to the actual phase 1 contestants. I know I was in a group chat where we were able to just reach out and talk to Muse whenever we had questions about anything, which was dope. So it was cool to finally meet him in person. And then that night was the TwitchCon party, which was interesting. So the party was at Petco Park, which I didn't know was a thing. So I was all sad because I wasn't going to get to go see Petco because the Padres suck and didn't want to have a home wild card game, the bastards. But ended up getting to go check out Petco anyways. That was not the best. It's $17 for a beer at Petco.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I tried to get a water first. All they had was Dasani, so I was like, fuck it, I'll fill it out of the fountain. Their fountains only filled with carbonated water, and that was disgusting. Yeah, when you just pushed the water button on their water fountains, it was carbonated water, not just water. Which was gross. I don't know. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to buy a Michelob Ultra. That's basically a water any fucking ways. Yeah, $17.50.
Ugh, dude. You imagine trying to get drunk there?
God, no, I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I got drunk, spent $400.
Yeah. had 2 beers, spent $400 for fuck's sake. But yeah, Meet Me at the Altar played. They were great, though they did piss me off. Not the band themselves, but it's a rock band. There is an area set up for a mosh pit, but apparently Twitch streamers don't understand what a mosh pit is, and that made me very angry. Like, to the point where I left the area that I was in that was very close to the stage and went and sat in the stands because it just pissed me off. I was like, nope, this is fucking
don't like
stupid.
to be touched or what?
I guess not. It's like, then why are you standing down at the stage level, you fucking idiot? God damn it. This is supposed to be a mosh pit. I was not the happiest, but yeah. Saw somebody else perform. I don't know who she was. Not my kind of music. Then saw Megan Thee Stallion. That was dope. That was great. And then, yeah, just went back to the hotel. Called it.
And you only had to pay like extra $30 to see that, right?
So I think the regular TwitchCon ticket was $120 for all 3 days, and it was $150 for all 3 days plus the party. So we got a full, basically 4-hour long concert that was 3 different bands for $30. So that was sick.
At least something in California is cheap.
Right? That specific thing. Also, actually, I forgot because this was a Saturday thing as well, and we were going to talk about it. In-N-Out. In-N-Out is amazing. So I got a double animal style and protein style, which means you get the grilled onions and all the special sauce that you get with animal style. Protein style, you just remove the bread and you get leaves of lettuce instead, which is great. You know me, I'm not a big bread guy. So that's a great way. The fact that that's just a way you can order the burger there is great. It's not like you go to McDonald's and then, you know me, I'm the weirdo who does remove the bread and just eat the burger.
Yeah, I don't. Usually when I make burgers at my place, I just make burger and then, my parents, they'll have, an actual burger with bread and stuff.
Yep.
But I'll just have the burger.
Yep, me too, normally.
Most of the time.
Now, it depends, because, like, when I did the Geeking Out burgers, I did a bun. An actual bun.
That's because you have to have a bun to hold it together.
Right. Like, there are certain times where you got to do that, but I prefer the lettuce way. You want to know, how much do you think that burger was? Just the burger, not everything else, but just the burger. How much do you think?
Just the burger?
Yep.
$8.
$4.50 something.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's cheap.
In-N-Out, so that's the thing with In-N-Out. In-N-Out is very cheap. They pay their employees like $15 an hour starting. You also get full benefits, medical, dental, eyes, all of it. Like, In-N-Out is a very cheap place to eat, really high quality, and they treat their employees very well. And that's why In-N-Out will continuously stay winning. And it's also why I will continuously say In-N-Out is the best fast food burger chain. I think Shake Shack is the only place that's close. I know a lot of people would argue Five Guys, but I can't eat there, so it is bottom tier. Why are you cooking everything in that store in peanut oil? I can't go in there, so tough. But yeah, In-N-Out was great. That was a good place to go.
Right.
Sunday was the more crazy day. After all of the craziness of the nights before, I slept in a little bit. I did not get to the convention as early as I had been getting there. Got there, got to meet up with 2 different people who are in FTI, which was weird. It was weird knowing that the first person I met in real life from FTI was not Eero. That was very different. Yeah. So met 2 different FTI people. Hung out at Artist Alley for a long time. This one was also interesting. I was outside in the smokers area, just kind of hanging out, smoking a cigarette. And this lady walks up to me and just starts talking to me about whatever. Apparently, she runs a. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. I don't know if it's a business. I didn't get all of the information I would have preferred to have gotten, but whatever. But she runs something called Guardian Gamers. Basically, its whole goal is to teach parents about video games and like what their kids are doing online, because a lot of parents don't understand the internet, and
Right. That's fair.
so teaching
Right.
them about that type of stuff, trying to teach them how to not let their children become the little douchebags that we hear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. She was all talking to me about it, and she was like, so I just wanted to be here to talk to streamers about, working with us and, finding role models for these kids. And I was like, oh, that's not me. I was like, I do so much terrible shit. I cannot stop myself from cursing to save a thing. Like, whatever.
Right.
And so I talked to her for like about an hour before heading in and doing meetups. That was kind of cool. Had cool conversation with her. Still not entirely sure what the whole Guardian Gamers thing is, but yeah, that's interesting. And if you guys want to check it out, it's myguardiangamers.com if you want to hear about that, because I don't have a ton of information about it off the top of my head. So did that, went inside for Amaranth's meet and greet. She basically was the streamer who started like the hot tub streams and that kind of stuff. That was interesting. Went up and talked to her. Apparently she was live streaming, because after I had got done with the meet and greet with her, or Danny of all people, posted on Twitter a screenshot from her stream, just like, oh my God, was that you? And tagged me in it and whatever. He was pissed that I got to meet her and he didn't, which is funny. Her chat was very mean. I went back and looked at the VOD. Her chat did not like me, which is
Yeah.
funny. Well, obviously you're going to get the regular fat guy jokes, but as I was telling you, I think yesterday, you've already heard this part, so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard a lot of this, so again, I'm sorry, but that helps you be able to ask the good questions. She is, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this picture, but she's like a foot shorter than me. Like, actually. So, to speak to her, to look her in the face and talk to her, I can't just look forward. I had to look down. Her chat was so sure all I was doing was staring at her chest, which is not what was happening at all. So, yeah. Yeah. It's like, no, I'm just trying to have a conversation. There's a long line. I can't just wait for her to like stop signing my thing to talk to her or whatever. My little badge. But yeah. So that was tough. Talked to her, got all that done. Then up in Artist's Alley, ended up running into Valkyrie, which that one was great. That one made me happy. Valkyrie is one of my like 5 favorite creators on this planet.
Right.
So
Right. Yep.
that was cool. Met Hassan Abi, met XQC, got him to sign my badge. Met Night Sky, another one of the FTI guys, so that was dope. Yeah. Ludwig, he was an asshole, so that's good. He didn't seem to want to like stop and talk to anybody or sign anything for anyone, but while he would be like, he was standing there, he did just take a picture with somebody, right? And I waited, let all that interaction be done. He was done with them. He was just standing there. So I was like, yo, Ludwig, and started trying to walk up to him. He looked up, looked at me, turned around, and walked away. And I was just like, oh, so you're a cunt then. Okay. And I turned around and walked the other way. It was great.
Yeah, that's amazing how some people are they just put on a, oh yeah, I'm for my people face, and then when they actually have to interact with their community, they're like complete douchebags.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, it's unfortunate. The actors are the same way, you know.
Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
get some of those actors, you know, like Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, they're like usually themselves.
Yep.
But then you get these other actors that just are complete assholes behind the scenes,
Yep.
and when you actually get to meet them in person, it's like, oh, you're actually a prick. So I'm never gonna
Right.
watch anything you're in ever again.
Yep.
So
Yep. And then, so that was Sunday. Sunday night, we went to, where did we go eat Sunday night? Oh, so Sunday night, after the convention was over, I spent maybe the first 30 minutes after it was over just being sad and crying about the fact that it was over. So that was great. Uh, that weekend both flew by and felt so incredibly slow. It was the weirdest thing. Like, everything happened so fast, but it felt so slow because my legs were in so much pain. But yeah, so went across the bay so I could film a video at the beach for Eero. I think you guys saw that. I think I posted it last night on TikTok because Eero wanted me to film a TikTok video with the Nicki Minaj "Let's Go to the Beach" sound. So did that. Ate at some restaurant over there that was pretty good. Didn't end up with that much great food. In-N-Out was like the best place we ate the entire weekend, which is tough.
that's tough. You will have to. I think you'll have to try. Weirdly enough, but the sushi in Laramie was actually really good.
Oh, jeez. That's weird.
And I know it's hard,
Sushi in
it's,
Wyoming's a weird idea to me.
Yep, but it was really good. The only thing I will say that you have to be careful with is some of the stuff that they have has nuts on it.
Oh.
So
Yikes, okay.
so you'll have to, if you ever go there to eat, you'll have to tell them that, hey, I have a nut allergy. Don't give me anything with nuts.
Right.
And,
Sure.
And they do have like a thing on the door when you walk in that says, hey, some of our stuff has nuts on it. Just let us know. Blah blah blah. So
Yeah. Yeah, and then Sunday night, after all of that, made it back across the way, and then went to the Hard Rock Hotel bar thing. I went there with K-Smack and Squatchy and that whole group. Realized while I was there that we had spent the entire weekend together and I hadn't gotten a picture with a single one of them. So made sure to get pictures with them. That was, yeah. And then that was mostly it. I mean, it was fairly late that night by that time. Ended up leaving that bar at about midnight. Had to be at the airport at like 5 a.m. So that was disgusting. That was awful.
Yeah.
Early morning flights are the bane of my existence. That was not ideal.
Yeah. I always hated having layovers and stuff.
We didn't have any layovers on this trip. I will on my next trip, though, which is absolutely awful.
You definitely have to try and bring something that's going to keep you occupied during your layover. Otherwise, you're just the most bored that you've ever been in your life.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to do in an airport. Nothing.
Well, there's all sorts of stuff at an airport, but...
Yeah, there's nothing to do, though.
Yeah.
I mean, other than sit there and eat.
Right.
Which is what I usually end up doing.
Well, yeah.
I do that all the time anyway, but at least I'm usually doing something while I eat.
But, like, good, what is it? So we ended up not having to wait at the airport for that long, which was nice. But the airport in Denver, there's a Shake Shack there, which is cool. I didn't know there was a Shake Shack in Denver. There's one in the airport in Terminal B, I think. And
it didn't used to be there.
No, but they advertised this while we were in there because it's a Shake Shack. So that's the East Coast version of In-N-Out almost, you know. Mm-hmm. It's almost exclusively an East Coast restaurant the way In-N-Out's a West Coast restaurant. But this place was also a bar. And the guy there would like come over to the line and say, if you guys are over 21, you can come have a seat at the only Shake Shack bar in the world. So that's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. But yeah, that was the majority of what happened. A lot of stuff that I just don't get to talk about because that was the whole point of this, was to network and talk to brands, other streamers, and that's basically all I did. I didn't end up going to any of the little like workshop things or any of that. We just talked to people, which was interesting.
Yeah. Well, it kind of sounds like the layout was kind of
not ideal at all.
Shitty at the TwitchCon.
Yeah.
So they could have done a better job with the layout, the way it sounds. So
from the way I've looked at things on the internet, TwitchCon made a lot of errors this year. But I do want to say this was the first TwitchCon in like 3 years. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a break for things not being set up perfectly. Like, I get it.
Right.
Now, the foam pit that was getting people hurt because it was set up improperly, I'm not giving them a break for that one. That's fucking terrible. And I hope those people do, at the bare minimum, get, whether it's TwitchCon, whether it's Lenovo and Intel, whoever, to pay for all of their medical bullshit because of that. So, and I hope that they are all okay. Yeah. I think if you want more information on what stuff at TwitchCon looked like, the YouTube video vlog thing from TwitchCon will be up on my YouTube channel like 7 hours after you guys are watching this podcast. So if you're seeing this, maybe go check the YouTube. There might be a vlog up.
Right.
But yeah, it was an incredible experience. I'm so glad I got to go. I feel like it really remotivated me to get back to creating things, because I got to, at least for a weekend, experience the life that I want to be living.
Yeah.
I got to see the end zone.
Right.
So now I'm motivated to get back to work on getting there.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad you're starting on the 2-yard line and you have to.
Right. Well, too bad I'm starting on the 2-yard line and my quarterback is not Josh Allen, so I can't just do it in one.
Yeah, there's no fast 90-yard throw for
no,
to the goal line.
Yeah.
So, you've got more like Ben Roethlisberger right now.
Gross. I really hope not, actually. Pick somebody who's not a monster. Thank you.
Well, I was just judging his arm, basically, not the character.
Ah, okay. But yeah, it was a fun time. Hopefully we'll be able to go again next year, and hopefully they do a better job of laying it out next year, because woof, that was not the most ideal. Shit, maybe next year you can go with me.
Maybe.
Well, if you ever decide to actually stream again, you might be an affiliate by then.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been lacking on that.
You probably could have been an affiliate already if you had been streaming.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's possible.
I've been doing a lot of hunting and stuff, so I've been preoccupied, and when I get to where I'm bored and hunting's not really on the table anymore, I'll probably be streaming every day, so.
Right, yeah. Once winter fully kicks in.
Yeah, where there's not really much to do.
Yeah. Shit, hopefully by then we have more games we can actually play with each other.
Right, yeah. Yep. Well, the new Warzone should be coming out. When does that come out again?
I don't know. Warzone.
It's not too far away, is it?
Warzone 2. Warzone 2 releases on November 16th.
November. So, not that far away.
I mean,
like
over a full month, but yeah. Well, and
Yeah. So
shit, at this point, I'm still working on finishing up Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I am so confused at what's going on right now.
it is so confusing.
It feels like they left something huge out. Like, I feel like a
Right?
huge chunk of story is just gone because suddenly, you know what? This game's been out for 2 years. Fuck it. Spoilers. Suddenly Bassam starts trying to kill you for some reason. I the guy who taught you how to be an assassin starts trying to kill you, and I don't know why.
Right. That eventually, I think, explains itself. But that's not the part that's got me. I've
So I'm
almost
not all the way to
wanted
the end. So
Right. But when you get to the end, see, I'm kind of confused because, like I played all the way through. I thought anyway, to the end, and I'm I've almost decided to maybe go back through and play it again just to see if I missed something or if it glitched or something like that because it feels like it's extreme like freaking cliffhanger where
well, there is DLC. There's a bunch
is
of
there?
DLC content. So I wonder if there's just
So they were douchey like that.
apparently they want you to
I
spend
hope.
more money. And I
Yeah,
probably
I
will,
was
but
like, dude, what the fuck? Dude, because there's so much stuff that just left me like confused
yeah,
and honestly disoriented.
right?
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
what? This makes no sense. What is going on? What did I miss? You know?
Yeah.
So,
Basically where last night ended on stream, the chick that like the actual chick that you are that's in the Animus, Layla,
yep.
she just locked herself in that one machine to try to figure out how to save the world, basically.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
now you're Bassam as Eivor and just became, the new Jarl of Ravensthorpe, and that was basically story implication wise where last night ended.
Yeah.
And I am
Uh,
so lost.
yeah, I just know he gets super goofy all of a sudden and like at the end. So you're getting pretty close. I know
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm over 80 hours into the game, so
Yeah.
hopefully I'm near the end. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god. That game.
And that's not touching very many of the side
Yeah, I
missions either.
haven't done a ton of side
Because
stuff.
I did quite a bit of side stuff. I mean, I probably had. I'd have to go look, but I know I have well over 100 hours
Yeah.
into that game.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I'm just ready for that one to be done. I'm finally ready to go play Deathloop. I think I'm starting Ghostwire Tokyo on Saturday, so that should be fun. It's listed as a horror game. I don't know if it really is. Maybe I won't play that game if I can convince you to download The Forest, but I don't know how much that costs, so we'll see.
right.
But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird time.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And I start my job hopefully on Monday, so I'll be able to
I don't
start
know if I'm rooting for you to start on Monday or if I'm rooting for you to get another 2 weeks off. I don't know which
yeah,
one I'm
I
rooting
know.
for.
I wouldn't mind, but I would like to start getting
Paid?
paid again.
Yeah,
You know, gotta support my fellow streamers. You know.
I get that. Yeah. 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 But yeah, I guess that's a lot of what I got for this one. I also just don't have a ton of time. I need to figure out one more podcast. I need to record at least one more. I'd like to do two, but we'll see. Um I need to get 4 YouTube videos done and get my room cleaned up, laundry done, and get repacked because, I'm like a week away from going to visit Ero. So I don't have a lot of time. This month is stressful.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything else you want to say to the people this week?
Um. Um. I don't know. Not really. I
Okay.
mean, nothing that's important anyway.
Don't do drugs, kids. That's what we know.
Don't do drugs. Drugs bad.
Don't do drugs. But yeah, I think that is gonna do it. So thanks for watching.
Okey-dokey.
We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.